Well, we're back to the old Thunderbox today, because mostly speaking rather than the fiddling about with things. Ah dear, this is this little older Fujitsu Siemens laptop that Adam brought down a while ago, and it looks as if it's dead. It's all right, but you can't send any emails from it because you can't sign into it. And the reason is that this button has gone. This particular key has packed up. So when you press that one and that one, you look what happens. There's two keys on this actually that don't work, that one and that one. Press down there and then press that one, and all you'll get is a smaller case L. Press down on this one and then the one that should give you the at, and all you get is a load of speech marks. So I think this has had it and will soon be headed for the Vilniuswagen, as the Dutch call a garbage truck. It's a shame, really, because it does. Everything else seems to work. What I can tell you is, though, that when I did get it to go in the end, and bear in mind that I hadn't been on the interweb, only to Microsoft Update and so on, some reason this thing had a thing called snap.do on it. And whatever you do, do not have anything to do with snap.do. It's a pile of doo-doo. And it'll soon land you in the doo-doo unless you're careful too, because apparently what it does is to gather information about you and then relay it to Lord knows who. Yes. Just you, me, and the rest of the scumbag world need know about your goings-on. Yes, nice, I do not think. I have managed to purge it of that, and when you go onto the Internet Explorer now, it does at least go on to Google, or it goes on to MSN. So that has fixed that. But even so, it's worrying, isn't it? Not too nice, really, as they go. The wireless thing, well, that seems to work all right, but as I say, with those two keys gone, it's, well, not really as much use as it could be, is it? Ah dear. Yeah, speaking of horrible things, what about the thing that's, well, you won't know, I suppose, unless you live here in England or the UK, and they've just convicted two vile Polish bastards of murdering their 4-year-old son. And this kid was so emaciated that the poor little bugger was going through dustbins, garbage cans, and thieving food from other kids at school. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? His father back in Poland is, needless to say, incandescent about the whole thing, because his father could have given him a nice home. He would have been more than happy to have had this kid back with him and looked after him and done all the things that a father should do. But no. His mother, probably out of spite, took him to England with her equally scummy boyfriend, and apparently most of the expenditure in the household went on drugs. No surprise there. But what I want to know is, why are we harbouring such human sewage in this Septon Isle? Or should that be Septic Isle? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And how many more times do they need to be warned? Because we've had Victoria Climbié, all right, I know they were illegal immigrants and shouldn't have been here anyway. And then we've had poor little baby P, haven't we? And now this latest one, and it just beggars belief. And they're all up in arms about the police and the social services and everything, but what happened to the decent, honest, old-fashioned family values that would have prevented such a disgusting thing from occurring in the first place? Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear God. It really, well, it beggars belief, doesn't it? Of course, in the meantime, my friend Susanna in America, she's done up her flat quite nicely. and all of a sudden her shower has been backing up. When she lets the sink in the bathroom go down, apparently it comes out in the shower, and she's told the landlord and his letting agent about this. And 2 months later, they say they're not going to do anything about it. Well, over here in England, I would have said you've got a good case to go to the environmental health and get them kicked in the balls, well and truly. Whether that's the case in Sheboygan, Michigan, I don't know. Sheboygan, Michigan sounds like a good place to keep away from. Same as Detroit. Who would have thought that Detroit, Motor City for heaven's sakes, would go bankrupt? And it is. They're now on about closing the whole lot down. Just unbelievable. Oh well, you couldn't make it up, as I often say. Speaking of that sort of thing, they're talking about prisoners nowadays. These 2 Polish scumbags have got life, which probably means they'll be out next Wednesday, and of course with a full pardon and compensation, I don't doubt. But they're now on about these buggers in prison that have no prospect of parole and so on, kicking up saying it infringes their human rights. Well, what about the human rights of the poor bastards you committed a crime against? Shouldn't you have thought of all this before you did whatever it was that landed you in so much doo-doo in the first place, an indie clink? Jesus H. Christ. Am I still allowed to say that, or should I say Allah Akbar? In this country, it's becoming increasingly hard to know. On that cynical note, I shall away to my old Thunderbox Windows XP. It works. Not for much longer, because in April they all turn into pumpkins. Same thing as usual, isn't it? Yes, let's find something that works really well, and we'll have it for years, and then we'll get rid of it. Just like the old trades. Yeah. The new ones still don't have anything like the miles per failure that the old did. They call this progress? My arse. See you soon.